I'm making a game, but I wasn't able to say that with this much confidence until about a week ago. Why is that? Well, for the life of me, I could not decide or break down any of my ideas, so I kept ping-ponging back and forth. Does that sound familiar to any of you? Well, if it is, I'm going to talk about how I broke through that and finally chose what game I'm going to go and pursue. So for the past half a year or so, I've been working inside of the Unreal Engine every day, just following tutorials or messing around and making my own tutorials. This has been going well, but it makes me wonder if there shouldn't be something more. I mean, the end goal should be to make my own project, right? This led to the great period of ideation where I filled out so many notes in my phone, just gushing about how I could transform every gaming genre if it was so lucky to get me to work on a game in that niche. I had a note in my phone with 20 or so fully flushed out games with mechanics, story, etc. that I had just come up with on different walks. So now with so many ideas, I kind of just needed to choose one and run with it. It sounded easy enough, so I woke up one day and said, screw it, today's the day. I chose one game and I started making a game design document for it. I woke up the next day and felt more passionate about another idea, so I created a game design document for that. And this process repeated every day for an entire week. So how did I go from 7 different flushed out game design documents to one project that I was actually excited enough to pursue? Well, for that, I'm going to give you just a little sprinkle of additional context. My end goal would be to make my own games full-time, to have my own indie studio, as it were. But with a full-time job, a totally real wife, and an even more real dog, my time economy and willingness to spend even more time in my office plucking away at a computer is limited, to say the least. But this game development thing is that one thought in my brain that just will not quit. And across my many adventures online, I came across a fine fellow named Thomas. And he was offering this course called Full-Time Game Dev. So what did I do? I laughed at how expensive the course was and proceeded to go in a circular loop, following more tutorials for the next 2 months. But then part of my prayers were answered on a Black Friday deal. There was a nice sale. I took a nice breath of copium and then I purchased the course. And along with the course, I was able to join the corresponding Discord group. So we flash forward back to the present day. I'm in this Discord group, I'm on my lunch break, and someone asks in the chat how people are narrowing down from so many ideas down to one. Sound familiar? It's almost like this is a common issue. And this discussion eventually led to this Struthless video. You should watch it. It's good. And I watched it. And unlike my years in university, I took notes and I learned something. The gist of the video is you need to rein in your creativity like you're harnessing a horse, because the horse is your creativity. I honestly always pictured my creativity more like a hippo, but I can work with this. So with a template in hand, back to the drawing board I went, and after a day of fleshing out the most important constraint, time and scope, I had my answer. I was able to scrap projects that I knew needed too much time to pull off, but I knew the game that I was going to make, a game that I could chip away at day after day and eventually finish. It's a 2D action platformer that I have tentatively called Conquer the Blade. The focus is going to be on tight platforming with a nice medieval Dungeons and Dragons-esque theme. So that is how I used the magical horse harness to take my thousands of ideas and filter them down into one idea that I'm excited to run with. Looking back, the most important piece here is the time allotment or the scope of the project. You have to be realistic about what you can accomplish. Remember to focus on time. You only have so much of it to give. But you know what you can give is this channel a subscribe. God, that was bad. I promise to talk more about the struggles or wins that I'm experiencing as I go on this game development journey. So come along for the ride and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.